Hi, Christie families and Christie Cubs. We miss you so much. Right now, we are doing the online learning, and all of the teachers are getting that ready for you. And we should have it up and running by Monday, which will be really good. But also, I wanted to remind you that specials is still going to be around. We're still going to have specials programming going on. I want to make sure that all students had access to this. This is just like specials during the normal week. It's not something that you do every day. It's something that you can stop in and still get those special skills. The expectation is that you'll still have some specials education and programming while you are remote learning at home. So I'm going to show you the way you can get onto our site, which is going to be on Google Classroom. So you will need a code. We have it split up into two categories. If you are K1 and 2, you are going to be in the K1 and 2 specials group. You're going to be all grouped together. And then if you are 3, 4, and 5, you're also going to be grouped together. So there's two different groups. So if you are obviously a K1, 2 student, you'd be in that group. 3, 4, 5, you'd be in the upper grades group, and we will give you the codes for those classrooms. I want to make sure that I give a brief tutorial on how to access the Google Classroom from home. First, I'm going to show you how to access this on a tablet, and it should be very similar to how you do it on the computer, but I'll go over both. Okay, so like I said, I wanted to make sure I give you a few different options for accessing the Google Classroom so that your student can have access to their weekly specials. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the iPad. I'm going to go to Safari, which is the compass that is for the internet. And I already have the page pulled up that I want to go to. This is launchpad.classlink.com. So this is where Plano students log in and they can go to their app. So this is something I'm accessing on the internet. This is something you could go to at home. So that's launchpad.classlink.com, and I can leave that in the description if you need me to. I'm going to sign in with Google, or you could sign in with your PISD network login. Your child should know that. You're going to see a bunch of icons. You may already see the Google Classroom icon. If not, there is a plus button at the very top left. I'm going to hit that once, and then I'm actually going to search for an app that I'm going to bring into the Launchpad. So I'm going to look up Google Classroom, and there it is, the very first one. So you're going to want to add that first one to your set of icons, and it should be right there at the bottom. When you press it, it should open. If it is asking for an email address, this is something that you may need to put in if you know it already. However, if you don't know, the best person to ask is that child's teacher. So their classroom teacher, they will have access to that email address. That email address will usually be their child's first name, last name, .1 at pisd.net, but you want to double check with your child's teacher if you don't know that. And then their password for their computer in the classroom should be their password for their email. If that for some reason doesn't work, you'll need to contact our technology department at Christie, which is Mrs. Trang. So now I've successfully logged into the Google Classroom. You may not see anything right away unless your child already uses Google Classroom in their classroom with their teacher already. The way that you are going to access their specials is by pressing the plus button on the bottom right. You're going to say join class, press that once, and what you're going to do is you're going to be given a code. I'm going to go over those codes. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the Google Classroom codes. I'm going to go over the K12 code and the 345 code. So remember, we're split up into two different groups. You may want to write this down. So kindergarten for second grade, your code is EZGLPP5. So that is E as in Einstein, Z as in zebra, G as in goat, L as in laugh, P as in pizza, P as in pizza, 5. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, here is your Google access code for our classroom. UC26H3M. So that's U as in ukulele, C as in camel, 2, 6, H as in hotel, 3, and M as in more. Alright, so as aforementioned, K1 and 2 have their own code, 3, 4, 5 have their own code because their specials are going to be very different. So I'm just going to put an example, the K12 code. So that would be EZGLPP5. And then press done. And that should join the class for K1 and 2. All right, so it's loading up. So you're immediately going to see the kind of stream of different assignments. Don't get too confused by this page. This is just kind of an intro page. There's a message from our Coach O'Brien, who's the leader on our team. Just press classwork, that's in the middle, and you'll see the art. You'll see PE, and right now this is still being built, so you should see music as well. So you'll just pick on whatever is relevant to you. So notice that in art, there's a first grade one, and then there's also a kindergarten one. Choose whichever one that your child is currently enrolled in, and you can start the specials lessons right away. It goes from there. All right.
If you're accessing on a computer, it's very similar. Just press the plus button, join a class, enter that class code, and then I'm going to show you what you might see inside of the specials class that you will have access to for your child's specials. When you open these, you're going to see the different grades. I'm going to start with art just as an example. So let's say I'm a first grader. I would click on the first grade art specials. You're going to see a file that looks blue like this. You'll click it, and it will give you directions on what is expected for that week. So for instance, this one, you just need to click a video lesson to begin, and then there's also something on Friday that needs to be submitted. So just take a careful look at this. We want to make sure that students have access to specials during the remote learning. Let me know if you have any questions. My email is joseph, joseph.boatfield, BOATFIELD, @pisd.edu. I won't be able to answer all technology questions. You may need to ask the classroom teacher or our technology programming at Christie Elementary. Thank you so much, and I'm so excited for these students to see our specials programs.